Well, it's time now for business, and for that I'm joined in the studio by Stephen Carroll. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Hagsy.
We're starting in the UK and a landmark move by Uber to reclassify its drivers as workers.
This follows a British court ruling last month which said that Uber can no longer treat its drivers as independent contractors. From today, drivers in the UK will receive the minimum wage, holiday pay and be enrolled in a pension scheme. But there's still disagreement over what should be counted as working time, with drivers saying it should include the time spent waiting for bookings. Shirley Sipman has the details.
It's a first for the world's biggest ride-hailing service. A month after it lost an appeal in the UK's Supreme Court, Uber has agreed to give its 70,000 UK drivers worker status. As of Wednesday, UK drivers will be entitled to minimum wage, which is the equivalent of just over €10 per hour, holiday pay. Uber will also contribute to their pensions. These changes come after years of court battles, and they could reshape the wider so-called gig economy, where workers are often considered as self-employed. Uber's regional general manager said Uber is just one part of a larger private hire industry, so Uber hopes all other operators will join them in improving the quality of work for important workers who are an essential part of our everyday lives. The shift doesn't go as far as many drivers had hoped. They'll only be entitled to minimum wage when transporting a passenger, and not while waiting for bookings, which makes a huge difference when the number of trips drop, like under COVID-19 lockdowns. Uber Eats riders have also been excluded from the scheme. Uber has been urged to improve working conditions in various countries. Last year, a French court reclassified one driver as an employee. 500 similar cases are currently being examined. In Spain, the government announced this month a deal recognizing riders working for Uber Eats and Deliveroo as salaried staff. Meanwhile, in California, Uber last year won a referendum that allows them to continue treating their drivers as contractors.
Sales of new cars in the European Union slumped by almost a fifth in February compared to last year. New figures from the European Automobile Manufacturers Association show it was the worst February for new car registrations since 2013. Spain saw the biggest slump, where sales were down by 38%. In terms of car makers, France's Renault was worst hit, their registrations down by almost a third.
And Stephen, Honda is the latest car maker to have to shut down production over supply shortages.
That's right, the Japanese firm is closing most of its factories in the United States and Canada for a week, starting next Monday. Bad winter weather, congestion at ports and the global shortage of microchips have all contributed to the problem. Honda is warning that the length of the shutdown could change. The company says staff at the affected plants will continue to be able to work.
Now, Google is to cut the commission it charges developers for the sales of their apps.
This has been a hugely controversial issue for app developers. The internet giant is reducing its cut from 30 to 15% on the first $1 million that developers earn in its Play Store. It follows a similar decision by Apple at the end of last year. Both companies have faced criticism and lawsuits for the fees they were charging app creators. Google estimates the cut will benefit 99% of developers.
And Stephen, two big names in banking are setting up operations here in Paris to cater for the super rich.
Not you or I think, in this situation. Goldman Sachs opened its private banking office here at the start of the year, and the newspaper Les Echos says that Britain's Barclays is also expanding its operations in private banking. Brexit is the main reason. Banks wanting to serve customers in the European Union need to have offices here. Goldman Sachs does have a base in Frankfurt, but it's now targeting French clients with a new Paris office, which employs 15 people. Not for everyone, though. You need to have more than €10 million to be a customer. Let's take a look at what's happening on the markets next for you. A mixed opening to European markets today. London and Paris dipping into the red. Frankfurt seeing some small gains at the open of trading in Europe. Shares in BMW up over 1% after the company forecasted growth in profits for this year. In Asian trading, shares all in the red, as you can see there. That's as investors wait for news from the US Federal Reserve's latest meeting to see what signals they'll give about the world's #1 economy.
And finally, from you, another sector that suffered during this pandemic, art.
That's right, global sales of art and antiques were down by 22% last year. That's according to the latest market report from Art Basel and UBS. annual sales in 2020 actually slumped to their lowest level since the financial crisis in 2009. That's as many art shows and auctions had to be cancelled due to lockdown restrictions. There was a jump, though, in online art sales, which doubled to over $12 billion.
Quite a jump there. Stephen Carroll with a look through the day's top business stories. Thank you very much.